Hey everybody, it's another FishPod TV. Boy, I just crackled right there.
Did you? I didn't hear it.
Hey everybody, FishPod TV, Jay Smith here with my buddy Paul.
What's happening?
Fleming. Is that it? All right.
We're just talking about fidgeting, man.
I'm
You
having
can't leave
a
that
hard
thing
time
alone, man.
right here.
Jeez.
Hey, we got our guest tonight, Dereck Engle's in here with us.
What's going on, guys?
All right, you might want to move that just a little bit closer. There you go. All right, what's up, Paul? You want to do the
I'm gonna let you.
sponsors real
I've
quick?
done them the last 2 days. I'll let you go ahead and jump in on that.
You got it to where I can see it?
Yeah, you
All right,
can
everybody, we're
little
going to see. You're going to see how a professional does
All right,
it.
let's see that.
All right, everybody, FishPod TV is brought to you by Coastal Wealth. Go to mycoastalwealth.com, or you can look up Coastal Mike on Facebook, and he'll get you all squared away. Coastal Wealth. What is this?
Professional, right there.
Yeah,
man.
well, I did. You're throwing me curveballs. Oh, that's for the 24th.
That's for the
next
24th.
week. Next August 24th.
That's professional.
We have the big party at Gators there. We're going to do our game show. They're having a seminar. What else are they doing there for that?
That's it. They're gonna have an
seminar?
hour seminar. They've got hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. And
Can
then,
you spell that?
No. And then we're doing our game show after that.
And yeah, and I think I figured out a way to do the casting game there too. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun. We're also brought to you by Denko Sports, DenkoPliers.com. Is this that we still running this one?
Yeah,
Do they still have those?
Well, I'm
think
sure that
do.
they still have
I
those.
want
Yeah.
a pair of those. Those are the red, white, and blues. Go to Denko Pliers and get you a pair. Seamule. Go to seamule.com. Get you a wade cart. I had the wade cart. That's the one I like. Or you can get you a pier cart and be like that one there, and be the envy of everybody on the pier. It is pretty cool how you can haul everything on there. I use it for not even just fishing, man. I use it for everything. Hauling all kinds of stuff. All right, anglerarmory.com. Go to anglerarmory.com and you can get signed up there and be eligible for all the cool stuff they give away all the time.
$65.
Isn't there something with the tournaments? Do you get a little bit of a discount or something?
Yeah, well, they've got the $10,000 Fish What You Wish.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, so if you're an Angler Armory member, all of the tournaments on the west coast of Florida, if you're an Angler Armory member, you're eligible to get in there. I think they take 2 weights out of all the tournaments, and the highest weight walks away with 10 grand.
Right, and kids are still free, right?
Kids are still free.
Anglerarmory.com. Oh,
Yeah.
they're giving away the wasp. I forgot
They
about
are.
that. All right, get in there. You can get a wasp. We use that for right up there, our top shot there. See? Wait, did you have it up there? I don't think you did.
It's right there.
Oh, now it is.
There it is. Well, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
got two
Okay,
computers
all
over
right.
here. You know.
Anyways, that's the wasp cam up there. Hey, everybody. Anglerarmory.com. All right, we're also brought to you by Atlas Track. Go to atlastracksusa.net and make sure you keep track of your boat. We keep track of the trailer right down to the parking space.
To the
with this
parking
thing.
spot.
It's pretty awesome. Go to atlastrack. What is it again?
AtlasTracksUSA.net.
USA.net. Also brought to you by GoPuck. I've destroyed our set a million times trying to show you guys the GoPuck. Every time it comes up, I'm not doing it
So
today.
I give it to him in video form over here.
Go to GoPuck.com and get your charging needs taken care of. We're also brought to you by Central Marine and Yamaha. CentralMarineService.com and YamahaOutboards.com. Go there. Get to what? WordCat, Skeeter, what else they got there? Parker
Cobia.
Boats, Cobias.
Skeeters are my favorite.
We're also brought to you by Gel. Oh, we're gonna get our lights
Yeah,
from Gelux.
I did get
Gelux.com.
Yep, I did get an email back. They're actually printing Gelux logos inside the bumpers that'll be on the stage.
Very
so.
cool. Very cool. We're gonna be all lit up like this party boat right here. Go to Gelux.com. We're also brought to you by Gills. Gills Apparel. Go to gills-gear.com and get what's that cooling? We gotta write that down. The new stuff he's got there. The new material for his shirts.
Yeah, we had that. You can go
Cool
back to our
Tech,
iCat.
isn't it?
Cool
It's Cool
Tech.
Tech.
Cool Tech. Yep.
See, I don't forget everything.
No,
just half of it. Go to what is it?
Gills-gear.com.
We're also brought to you by Green Pro Florida. GreenProFlorida.com for your residential and commercial landscaping needs. All right, that's it. Victory.
We got it.
Maybe not professional, but close.
Yeah,
it's a podcast. What do you want? What's up, Dereck? How you doing, buddy?
Not much, man.
I saw you got to get tortured setting through the sponsors, man.
No, it's good.
That's the longest part of the show. So you've got a bunch of switch ups this year, fishing on a new team. got going on?
Next year I'll be fishing on a new team. I got a couple
okay.
different teams I fished with this year. I fished with Tom for the IFAs and the Florida Pros.
And that's the Coastal Wealth Pro team?
Yep, that's the Coastal Wealth Pro team. And then I fished with my buddy Darren over on the East Coast.
That's what I saw
series.
then. That must have been what I saw.
Yep, that runs first Saturday every month for the first 10 months of the year. And then I fished with a little Skiff Classic tournament with Eric Hinson, a kayak guide out of Sarasota.
So you're all over the place. We were talking right before this about I follow like your feed and Fred from Avita team and all that, and you guys are always out there killing it, man. We were sitting here talking about how it's almost another full-time job just doing all the social media aspect of it, man.
If I'm not fishing or working, man, it's social media stuff.
Hey, at least you got the fish to show you're out there, though, man. I haven't been able to get out there for nothing lately, so man, it's good that you're out there getting that done.
Trying to, man.
Yeah. So what tours you're on right now, or you're just talking about?
Yeah, it's a few of them. I do a lot of local tournaments and stuff, but mainly it's the Florida Pro.
Pro.
Me and Tom usually do the West Coast and East Coast on that. We don't really do the Panama series. We did one of those this year, and then we do the IFAs, all the Florida events.
That's what I was thinking it was. Yeah.
And then just a couple of the little series. It's one's a backcountry series and the one's a Skiff Classic.
Right.
So, but they're smaller.
You're plenty busy then, aren't you? You're always out there.
29 tournaments this year so far.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a little bit step back from last year, though, right? I know last year you had a pretty busy
It's
year.
going to end up overall higher, actually.
Oh, really?
I think I ended up like mid-30s last year, and this year would be closer to 40, maybe even 40, 41 tournaments.
Wow. Well, you got to get out there and get it done, right? Somebody's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it, right?
Right on, man. Do you mostly do regular boats, or do you do a lot of kayak stuff?
Both. I mean, I backed off the kayak stuff a little bit just between all the stuff with Tom. It takes up so much time.
Sure.
And then obviously I just got a new boat, so it's going to be a little less kayaking, but I still enjoy the kayak, so I'll get out there.
Sure. It's a good way to fish, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's tough juggling a full-timer and then getting out there on the tournament series and then still having time to just have fun and fish.
It is. I'm actually going to back off next year a few tournaments just so I can have a little more.
I was just about to ask
fishing.
you how you juggle that, man. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm living the dream. I love it. I really do, but it's just, it gets me
You
too
must
much
be
a little
single.
bit. No, actually, I got a girlfriend. She supports me.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, once in a while she gets aggravated, but overall, man, she handles it really
That's
good.
good.
She knows it's my dream. So
yeah, my wife is the same way. I'm going constantly doing this stuff. She's real good about it. So I guess you just got to find the right ones, man.
Yeah, I can't complain. She lets me do what I want. So
that's good. And I know during the Florida Pros, a lot of times you fish Saturday, and then you'll do a kayak one right after that.
Yeah, that's IFA.
Oh, the IFA.
Yep,
the IFA.
They have the boat event on Saturday, and then always followed by the kayak event on Sunday. So
makes for a long weekend.
Yeah.
It's a long weekend, and it's tough because I really don't get any pre-fishing for the kayak side, which really kind of hurts a little bit.
That's what I was just about to ask you.
That, you know, Saturday and all pre-fishing the week or two before is all looking for slot redfish. And then on the kayak side, you're really looking for overslots and trout.
Right.
So, you get no pre-fishing in for those overslots and the trout unless you just happen to find them.
Yeah, but at least you're out there on the water. You kind of have a feel of what's working and what's not at that time.
Absolutely.
And when you're off that water for a little while, man, it's tough figuring out the puzzle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't fished in so long, and the few times I actually get to go, it's like you almost are out of touch. It's like you got to really kind of learn.
Lost.
Yeah, you got to kind of figure everything back out again. You know?
It's definitely tough. That's why I just start calling around. I'm like, hey, man, I've been out in a while. What's going on, man?
Yeah, where are the fish?
I'm not asking for your spot. Just tell me what's working.
Yeah.
Man, what do I got to do? So, what we got? The next Florida Pro is what, November? Is that the next one? I think so. You got that coming up?
I can't keep track.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's in November.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's in November. We've got a lot of stuff starting to pick up. You fish the Tighten the Drag, though, don't you?
I did do the Tighten the Drag this past year. The couple years before that, I didn't get a chance to fish it. Fell on other events.
I like that tournament, man. It's a lot of fun.
It's a great tournament, man. It is.
Everybody turns out for that.
I think I'll do the kayak side of it again. So
yeah, I think didn't you win?
Yeah, I won the.
You won the last one, right? The spring one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just saying. I could have sworn he won the spring one.
He just stayed away to let everybody else have a chance for one.
Yeah.
He's so benevolent.
Yeah. Well, Tony Lee didn't fish it, so I figured I'd fish it.
Yeah.
That man can get after it, man.
Oh, he's top notch, man.
He is. He can kill it. That's for sure.
So, what was it that really got you into tournament fishing? Has that been a part of your life a lot, or was that something that just came on?
Not really. I mean, I grew up offshore fishing my whole life. I think my father for that. We were always out grouper fishing every weekend, and through high school, I met a couple friends that lived on the water up in where I live up in Hudson area, and they got me into the inshore stuff. And I actually took a break for probably 5-6 years of really not maybe fishing more than just a few times a year. And my little cousin actually picked up a kayak. I had a kayak at the time, And I was like, I should start fishing with him again. And it just, right off the bat, just kind of led into it. And a buddy of mine down south asked me, I think back in 2015, to come fish the IFA kayak with him. It was my first kayak tournament. And ended up winning a plaque in that, and it kind of got me hooked. And and since then, it's just kinda,
victory tastes good, doesn't it?
So it kind of led into that. And, I kind of never looked back. I got hooked up with Oceanic there for a while. They've been really good for me. And they've introduced me to a lot of people. That's actually how I met Tom, and I ran into him at King of the Beach. And next thing I know, he's asking me if I wanted to fish a whole.
Tom's a good guy, and he gets after it, man.
He's a great guy, man. He puts fish on the boat. So.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well, he always speaks very highly of you, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I appreciate
for sure.
it.
He does. He's like, man. He says Dereck is like one of the most, go get anglers that I've ever fished with.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that's what it's all about too. Is I hear people all the time, I don't have time to fish, and I say that, but I still get out there. It's about making that time, man.
It's making it. There's so many mornings I don't want to get up.
It's almost hard to have an excuse when you live so close to the water.
It is, especially around here.
Yeah.
We've got such a great fishery.
That like you were saying, going down the road or whatever, and just hitting that little area for an hour before it gets dark or something.
Just to do it. Yep. Just wet a line.
Yeah, get out there and get after it. That's I'm gonna get out this weekend. I have to break this thing, the whole elbow
me
thing.
and Fred are going to try to get on some snook this weekend. So
yeah, what's been working right now? You using a lot of artificials?
Yeah,
is that working good?
Pretty much nothing but artificial, just because that's what all my tournaments are. But we're actually going to try to live bait it up on Saturday morning. We're only going to get out for a few hours, but we're going to go fish the beaches and look for some overslot.
Oh, the beach is still hot right now.
Yeah, up by us, they're still on the beaches. So
that's cool.
Water
you guys are up
hot.
like what? Crystal
We're going to be
River
fishing the Anclote area. We're not quite that far north. Yeah,
you guys are. Oh, you're not that far.
Newport Richie really is about 15 minutes south from me, but we're going to fish all like Honeymoon area and that kind of stuff. Look for some overslots. They're hanging out in the deeper water on them cuts and stuff like that.
Sure. What kind of baits are you using nowadays?
We're going to throw some grass grunts or pigfish, whatever people want to call them.
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7 inches long.
I don't know what those are.
Grunts, you don't know?
Oh, grunts.
It's a grunt,
okay.
but it's a grass grunt.
Yeah, grass grunt.
Okay, grass.
They also call
I
them.
got you.
Yeah. Pigfish.
Cool.
Some people call them.
I did not know that was a thing. Pigfish. Pigfish.
Pig. Yes.
Yeah.
Pig.
Okay. I didn't know
Pigfish.
that was a thing. Yeah, we're gonna get out. Hopefully, anyways. I'm hoping this works out. But go do some night fishing. Get after some of those snook that I've heard are out here in the bay. And then I also know a nice little spot every year. These juvenile tarpon get back in there. Right by my buddy's dock, so I'm gonna go back there.
Yeah,
and
it's so hot this time of year too. You know that night fishing could be where it's at.
Yeah,
And juvenile tarpon are so much fun to catch.
I don't think I could do a big tarpon right now with my arm the way it is. So those are fun.
Yeah.
You know, can't go wrong getting that. Regardless, I know I'll at least get some snook because they're just everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
They're all over the docks right now.
Yeah.
You guys been getting out at night at all?
Nope, I don't do much night fishing. Just I wake up at 4:45 for work every morning, so just kind of I don't have time to be out at night.
Right. Yeah, I kind of get in the same kind of grooves where I'm up at 5 every day.
Yep.
It's like, why are you tired at 10 o'clock? Why are you going to bed already? Well, I get up at 5.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Every morning.
All right. Well, let's see. We've got a tournament 2 weeks from now.
Yes.
2 weeks.
Hooked up for Tatas.
Where's that one at? I know
Crystal River.
That's kind of up there.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be up in Crystal
River. You know
River.
about that one?
Nope. Haven't heard about
I
it.
don't know. Yeah, that's it's a.
Is that a lure on there?
No. That's they've got grouper and snapper, I believe. They got a lot of offshore species that kingfish. It's actually a Division 6 sanctioned tournament for the SKA.
Okay.
So a lot of our guys in this area that fish Division 6 and the SKA will be up there for that because they're looking for points.
Yeah, I was wondering if since it was up that way, if you might have known about it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the season kicking back up a little bit. I want to get out to some more tournaments. That for me, those days are exciting, man. I like that stuff.
It's a blast, man.
Yeah. Is that how you got kind of hooked on it? Was just getting out there?
I love the camaraderie of it too. It's just the captain's meetings, the weigh-ins, whether you did good or not, just getting out there and talking to everybody and
see all those different. See
it's
the guys that you see
time.
on Facebook all the time,
Absolutely.
but you never get to see.
Get to see them on TV and stuff. You're like, there they are.
You would think a lot of people would be more guarded and all that kind of stuff, but everybody kind of just gets together and. I get free advice all the time, man. People really free with it and everything.
Yep.
That's why I love doing this stuff. You gonna start texting somebody? Over
no,
there,
I was trying to get our dates up.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I had our dates readily available. Yes.
You got them up?
I do.
All right, let's knock them out.
Well, it's actually next. It's at the Hooked Up for Tatas is next weekend.
I knew that.
It's following. It's following our Thursday show at Gators. So that's that weekend, and then September 30th is the Tighten the Drag.
Right.
over at Magnuson Hotel, which
Yeah,
is
Magnuson.
where the St. Pete Open is being held this weekend. Have you ever gone to that? Have you ever gone over and checked that thing out?
Haven't been to that yet.
It's a spearfishing tournament, but I'm going to tell you, they bring in some big fish.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Now, of course, it's going to get interesting because usually the biggest fish that they bring in are usually the big amberjack.
Yeah.
And with amberjack being closed now till January 1, they're not going to be able to bring any of those big amberjack in. So it's going to kind of change things up a little bit. But I've always enjoyed it. They make a really good they do a really good job with that tournament. This year, they're actually going to start things at like 3 o'clock. And from 3 to 6, they're going to have live music and all kinds of raffle prizes and giveaways. And then they usually start weighing fish between 6 and 6:30.
Right.
Nice.
I've never been out there. I've never been to that place.
Yeah, it's actually it's a pretty cool place. Cool venue because it's got the beach right there. It's got a 2-story tiki bar and a big stage and everything else there. Two
I've
pools.
drove by it a million times.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
where
been
Titan the
up
Drag was this year.
Yeah, it's the same location. Same location as where the Titan and Drag was. And Titan and Drag will be there at the Magnuson on September 30th as well. One of the cool things with the St. Pete Open that's this weekend, I'm actually going to take our camera equipment out and go interview some people about it. But they actually have, for the first time in history, a paraplegic, paralyzed from the waist down. It's a female angler who's going to be actually out there diving and shooting.
That's pretty crazy.
Very
You can
cool.
have that. I'll stay in the boat.
I'm telling you, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not big on that either,
No.
man. I've caught too many big sharks to really.
Yep. That man in the great suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I always
Nope.
everybody always gives me crap about that, but I'll wade fish a bit. But
Yep.
I'm not a chest high wade guy
No,
either,
no.
man.
It's kneecaps or
Yeah.
so, you know.
I've had too many scares. I've had
Absolutely.
manatees scare me enough to where I don't wanna go
Yep.
out there, man.
Yeah.
What else we got? Anything else?
Moving into October, we've got Wild West Leg 3 on the 7th.
Do you ever do any offshore stuff?
Oceanic I fished quite a few of the
Sometimes?
kingfish tournaments with,
Yeah.
but the last couple of years the redfish stuff has kind of
Took
interfered
over.
with that. Yeah.
I've got a picture of him with a kingfish right there.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a little maybe 10, 12 pounder. He wasn't very big.
Yeah.
But
They're
it,
still-
it,
they're
it was
still
on
fun
a
to
spinning
catch.
rod on shrimp
Yeah.
and
They're
no
still
seal
fun to
leader,
catch.
So
Right.
fishing for mangrove snapper when I caught that.
Is that all we got for now?
We got the 14th of October is the Suncoast Kingfish Classic, which we will be hosting this year. We're going to be hosting that one. And the Wild West Championship will be on the 21st.
Nice.
So
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to those, man. I can't wait to get back into it. We've been away for a little while.
we have. It's kind of, the tournaments, you gotta see us, man. It's like total chaos.
It's
I mean,
like
absolute total chaos.
rah, go! You're live. Hi, everybody.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, by the time you set up and you get everything set, get everything there. And of course, we're trying to tap into the audio from the stage, and you're trying to set cameras up and Wi-Fi, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey guys, how you doing? We're live. So yeah, it's pretty hectic when we do those, but it's fun.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to getting back into that. There, I was going to ask you, what kind of rigs are you using nowadays for all your redfish and tournament stuff? All your tournaments.
I run bull bay rods with Shimano reels, usually either the Stratic FKs or the CI4s. I like the CI4s.
Mm-hmm.
And still running Power Pro. I've never been able to get away from it. I've tried.
What was it again? I'm sorry.
Power Pro.
Okay.
For line, I've never been able to get away from it. I've tried some other companies. Unfair Lures came out with a new braid that I've tested. It seems to be pretty good so far, but I've only used it a few times. And other than that, man, I just use the normal plastics and paddle tails and some hard baits and
Just the normal,
Just
redfish and fair.
chuck it,
huh?
man. I've always said it. As long as it's not something ugly, anybody that knows what they're doing and technique-wise can catch fish on anything. So
Right.
it really doesn't come down to the exact bait more than it is
Do you
to
take
the
any
presentation.
Do you take any heed to the whole like color thing? Do you think color matters?
I throw a lot of natural colors.
I get mixed reviews from people
Yeah.
all the time. That's why I ask everybody.
It really depends on where I'm at too. I do throw a lot of chartreuse tails, but I really stick with mainly natural colors. I throw a lot of white top waters. I like bright top waters.
I love white. That's my go-to color and everything.
And other than that, I try to stick with natural. My hard baits, I throw a lot of gold and black.
Yeah.
For like twitch baits and suspending
Mhm.
baits, pretty much everything's gold and black. Especially for the redfish. I think redfish love gold. So
Do you have something that works like a search tool for you that you use during your tournaments? Do you
really,
do that at all?
I use an unfair lure twitch bait, suspending bait to really cover some ground. You can work it pretty fast,
yeah.
and still get some good bites. A lot of people throw spoons. I'm not a huge spoon guy. I know they work. I've never spent the time
Not
to
something
do
you
it.
have confidence in or something.
Now, unless I go up to like Jacksonville or Fernandina Beach up there in the northeast Florida, then I'll throw a gold spoon almost all day. I
Sure.
don't know what it is with that area up there, but
Maybe there's just less
yeah,
people throwing it or
I don't know.
something.
You
Yeah.
know, it's just I like that tannic water and the gold spoon. I'm not a huge fan of the clear water with the gold spoon.
Sure.
So, but I know a lot of people use it and have success on it. So
Yeah, I've used spoons a long time.
Yeah.
I like to use those for a search tool a lot.
Yeah.
because you can
You just
get a long cast,
constant moving,
cover a
long
lot
cast.
of area,
Yep.
and move. Do you have any kind of maybe a special way you go after an area for a tournament? Is there something?
You know, really, I
just
just
your standard.
If we find some fish pre-fishing or scouting, you know, and we know they're hanging here, and here, we'll try to approach it slow. You know, downwind of it and the whole deal, or I should say upwind of it, blowing into it, and really just try to get up there as quiet as you can. You know, I think being quiet's a huge technique. So
do you use the trolling motor more than the?
I do, just because
pole?
the boats we run aren't really pulling boats at all. I would love to be able to pull the boat, especially in certain times and stuff. You know, I know that the trolling motor is a disadvantage at times, but really that's why I try to get upwind too, is so I can really kind of drift into them if I can.
Work
just kind
a
of
little less, yeah.
bump the trolling motor, you know, if we need to go a little left or a little right instead of running it the whole time. But you know, I run really low speeds when I do have to use it, and I'm not afraid to take my time to get to somewhere if I know there's fish held up there.
I think that's key, is not being in a rush.
Absolutely.
I'll still do it on occasion, but like if you get in that rush, I end up crushing over fish that I
You
could
run
have
right
caught.
over them. You know, and I've always said if you see a fish or two and you blow them out, just stop right there. Start fishing. There's usually there's fish out in front of them too. You know, if there's 2-3 fish there, there's 5 or 6 fish there, and they're right up there.
Those are just the 2 you saw.
Those are the first 2 you saw. There might be another 10 up there or more. You know, so I've always been a believer of as soon as I see a fish or 2, just stop. And even if you only make 10 or 15 casts, cover that area right in front of you. There's usually a fish there.
Sure.
So
Do you have an approach to like new areas that you've never been to before? Or
just drive over them.
Google Map and then go check it out, right?
just talk to people, see what intel I can get. You know, after a few years, you start to get kind of friends in every part of the state, kind of, and you start to learn areas. And it's really just word of mouth. And hey, go check out this general area. You know, like
nobody's going to give away their sweet spot.
They're not giving away their spots, but I went up to Jacksonville for the first time. And a couple buddies was like, hey, go check out Clapboard, which is a huge area, but it's full of fish. So if you just kind of go and scout it and look at it, and fish here, fish here, fish here, and then you go back there on tournament day and just.
If you know what you're doing, you're going to go find the fish.
You're going to find fish
without having to giving you a specific
you don't
spot.
need a exact pin drop. You just need a general area, and you can find fish.
Yeah, that's what when I actually do break out of my little niche that I'm in and go to a new area. I just start calling around.
Yeah,
just
you have to.
Everybody.
You can't. I live in north of Tampa. I can't be in Jacksonville every weekend fishing.
Sure.
So. You kind of rely on people that live there and friends that you meet through the tournaments
and Google Earth is a game changer too.
It is. That's for sure.
It's a game changer.
Yeah. I mean, I actually enjoy going and trying new spots. I mean, you don't always catch you don't always catch a whole lot of fish because you're not used to it.
Yeah.
But I enjoy trying new areas because you never know.
It feels good when you find fish.
It does. Because, you slide in there and all of a sudden you got like all these redfish and you're like, all right, man, it paid off. But
that's I've started going south more, with Ty and Brian and them and getting out into Sarasota and all that. And it's a little bit different. There's some different areas over there than what I'm used to
different,
there.
Oh, yeah. Great fishery.
So that's always good to get out with people in new areas that if you get on somebody else's boat, not just to get, a spot or anything, but just to see how they fish those areas.
Yep.
Because it's definitely a little different than how I do my area over here, which isn't even that far. It's just across the bay. You know? So do you find that? Do you have to change up your techniques a lot when you're on the tournament trail and all that?
I'd like to say yes, but not really, man. I mean, I can use the same 3 or 4 setups with the same 3 or 4 lures pretty much West Coast, East Coast.
Fishing's fishing.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Once in a while I'll change 1 or 2 things up. I don't throw any pop corks in Florida, but you go out to Louisiana and you better have a pop cork tied on. It's just something you're going to have tied on. But other than that, it's really just it's the same stuff, man.
It's funny. I'll talk to different people. Now I've been doing this a little while, and I'll get such mixed results.
Reviews,
with those questions. Some guys are like, "Oh no, you got to change everything."
Tom loves to change baits depending on where we're going. But he knows he gives me props for it all the time. I'll have the same 3 or 4 lures tied on. That's it. fish all day, never retire.
Just more confident in those baits.
I'm just confident. I know how to work them. I know how to present them, and it's what I have faith in. So
I tend to do the same thing though. I get stuck on certain baits. I'm like,
yeah.
no, this thing catches fish.
It catches
I know.
fish. I'm not changing. So
I already know it does.
I always tell myself if I'm not catching nothing, or they're not there, or they're not eating.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I'm going to change.
But when you have confidence in something, it works more naturally for you.
does.
When you're not comfortable with something, you try something new. You're like, man, I'm doing this all wrong, and you second guess yourself. So stick with what you do.
Yep.
You know what I've been doing a lot too. Now that I've had the opportunity to talk to like some of the more old timers, that have been around the block for a while, and they'll tell you about kind of back in the day we used to do this or do that. I'll go and try that because a lot of people have strayed away from it, so the fish aren't seeing it or whatever.
Not used to it, absolutely.
Yeah, and then they work. It's those old school tried and true things. That's kind of why I want to talk to a few more of the guys from back in the day and just see how things have changed. I'm sure just in the time you've been fishing, you've seen some major changes.
Absolutely.
I mean, technology.
I always say, you're talking about talking to old school people and stuff. You can always learn something from
somebody.
Well,
everybody you meet, you can learn something.
I mean, I've done a lot of king fishing, and last year fishing with Ronnie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fished the tournament trails for years and years and years, and I mean the amount of stuff that I learned from him in just a year of fishing with him was just crazy. Just some of the stuff that they used to do in the old days, and you just never would have thought of it.
Well, stuff that you should think of as the basics. That's the way I would look at it. But then technology, the new baits, the new the new that kind of took over, and then people don't even learn that anymore. I'd hate to see that get lost. You know what I mean? As I wish I could remember his name. I didn't know I was going to talk about him tonight, but there's a fella. He's from the East Coast there, and he was doing those talks at the Florida Sportsman. Do you remember the guy with the longer hair?
Yes.
He's a beach fisherman, and he was really cool. Came over, talked to me for a little bit, and he was telling me about using old wine corks and stuff.
Yeah.
For adjustable bobber. He's like, man, those ones you buy are.
Really?
Those are terrible, man. You want to use this, and he's showing me with the straw and everything. I was like, dang, I'm like writing it down.
Take pictures.
Yeah, I'm like, man, that's really cool. And then, you get out sometimes, and I've seen guys that they'll set up a bait a certain way for, oh, man, you want to catch a giant snook? This how you, do this here with this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh.
Right down.
Always.
That's why I'm always looking for those. Whenever those guys are willing to talk, man, I want to listen.
Absolutely, man. Just listen.
I've had that happen. I've done a few kingfish seminars at the West Marine here in St. Pete, and you're there to share your knowledge of your fishing and everything else, and you look out in the crowd, and there's a handful of the younger people. There's a bunch of the older crowd. Yeah. And after you're all done with your whole presentation and everything else, you're sitting there and you're talking. You're supposed to be the professional angler here, talking to these guys, and you're like, "Could you repeat that again for me?"
Yeah.
What'd you do back then? It's just kind of funny.
What's up, Art?
Got a question. It says, what does he think about scent baits?
Oh yeah. What do you
think? I don't throw a lot of gulp, but I do believe in scent a lot.
Yeah.
I use ProCure on pretty much everything.
I do
don't
too.
put a lot on my hard baits. I know some people do. I'll do it once in a while, but I think that's more of a reaction strike.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I'm slow working a plastic off the bottom or something, absolutely. I soak that thing in ProCure.
I do too. I always have a couple bottles of that stuff.
Yep, absolutely, man.
I've had a lot of success with gulps. A lot of people say, "Oh, you can't catch big fish with them."
A lot of people love them.
My biggest
I have nothing
fish I've
against
caught.
it. I just don't throw it much.
Yeah.
I just hate that it dries out.
Yeah.
You have to take it on
if you don't take it off.
So that just.
Well, Gulp sells the small bottles of the stuff,
spray.
the spray and everything else. So what I usually do is when you're done with all your gulps in the container, you just dump that back in the bottle,
right?
And just keep it, keep going. If you don't spray those things and keep them wet, with their stuff on it, they dry up quick.
I use those old chunk. Go ahead.
Of course, nowadays that's not such a bad thing because gulps have gotten so soft that you're just getting snagged on some grass, you can rip them. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. They still work though.
They do. They still work. There's no question that they don't work.
You know what I'll do with those, because they'll get bit in half a lot. I'll save a couple of them, and then if I need to sabiki up some pinfish or something, I'll take little chunks of them, put them on that, and nothing catches pinfish faster.
Yep, that's crazy, isn't it?
Some cut up gulps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, is there any other big confidence baits you use or anything like that?
Not really, man. I throw a lot of probably 3 different plastics. Really, Monster 3X is one of the companies I use a lot down south lures.
I like those big the big fan on them things, when
Yeah.
they
They're
come down,
awesome,
they look
man.
really natural,
Their,
man.
their motion, even when they're sitting on the bottom, they get kind of like that fan going.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
It's a good bait, man. It
If
really
you put
is.
them on one of those jigs that kind of leaves it like this,
Yep.
that I love the way that thing looks.
Yeah,
It-
it's a great bait. You
Yeah.
can just sit there, twitch it off the bottom, and I catch a lot of.
I'm probably
snook and
gonna
redfish
try
and stuff.
those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably try those for this.
I've never tried those yet.
They're nice, man. I
Yeah.
like the way they look in the water. They look really good. What were we talking about right before the scent bait thing? I had another point to make, and I think I lost it.
Gulps.
Gulps.
No, it was
Yeah.
before the gulp scent baits.
I
Oh,
don't
it's
know.
gone in the nether. Anyways, how long we got here? I guess we're about at it. All right. Well, you got anything coming up?
Next tournament, actually, I got a few weeks off. The next tournament's going to be a backcountry series back over in Fort Pierce. So it's a slam wave tournament, catch and release,
Sure.
and I think we got one left before the championships first weekend of October. So they got a little skiff up for first place. So we'll see.
A little skiff for first place.
Yeah, it's like
nice.
a little 14-foot billfish or something like that.
Heck
Some
yeah.
local
Right
company
on.
over there.
Nice.
So
Very good. Do you got any sponsors you want to pimp real quick?
Oceanic, they've always supported me. Down South Lures, Unfair Lures, Monster 3X is a great bait.
I like those unfairs too.
And,
Those are good.
Ocean Kayak's always been with me for a while now. And, yeah, definitely. The girlfriend and the
Sasquatch
family.
looking out.
Yeah, the family and the girlfriend at home, always supporting me and let me do what I want to do and follow my dream here. So,
Very cool. What's the best way to follow your social media stuff?
just my name, Dereck Engle.
Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram, yep.
Um,
I don't change nothing, no fancy names, no nothing. So
Super simple, and it's a great feed, by the way. I follow it all the time. You, like I said, man,
you're only
you
going
guys
to
look.
see fishing pictures. That's
Oh, yeah.
all you're going to see.
You guys look like you carry a photographer around with you at all
Yeah,
times. You
for
and
sure.
Fred both have a really good feed. It's really good.
Good old
so.
cell phone edits.
All right, we got anything else we need to put out there?
No, just tune in for next week. If
Next
you're,
week
if
for
you are
Gators?
if you're local in this area, jump on our feed. We've shared the event. You can RSVP for that and come out and be a part of the game.
It's going to
show.
be fun. So if you got a chance, come on out. As always, you can go to fishpodnetwork.com, find everything FishPod related. All of these FishPod TVs and the regular podcast, which I have 4 more from the meet and greet that we did, 2 weeks ago now?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, I have some more coming out. It's taken me forever to get them edited, but they'll be out here soon. You can find all those audio podcasts on Google Play, Stitcher, and iTunes, and I think SoundCloud as well. So anywhere you can get a podcast, you can find it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for doing
Thanks,
this,
guys.
Dereck. It was good to see you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
Tight lines, everybody.
Hey guys, Captain Josh, Liquid Addiction Fishing, FishPod Network, East Coast Fishing Report. We're out front today ourselves, trolling around trying to find some line. Look, there's a real good weed line all the way up and down the coast. Dolphin fishing's been really, really good. The wahoo fishing was real good over the moon. A couple of the charter boat guys said they still do real good on some kingfish pulls and planers around. And it's been flat calm, so a lot of people are taking advantage of it, still going over to the Bahamas. And a lot of guys have been doing a lot of daytime sword fishing and catching some tilefish. A few small blackfin around, not a ton of blackfin still, but bites been pretty decent. Guys are out here trying to, capitalize on it. And good luck. Get out there this weekend.
This episode of FishPod TV is brought to you by Coastal Wealth. Angler Armory, helping you navigate the nautical world. Sea Mule, world's best fishing carts. Danco Sports, the largest selection of pliers on the planet. GoPuck, wearable power. Gel-Lux, we set the mood and make your shores safer. Gills Apparel, breathe like a fish. Atlas Tracks. Find your family, find your boat. Central Marine Yamaha. The fun starts here.